Now, I am going to explain questions about logic theory. First of all, the words some, all, and no are quantifiers. They tell us how many of a certain set of things is being considered. This symbol, called the universal quantifier, stands for the phrase for all, while this symbol, called the existential quantifier, stands for the phrase for some. For task 1, let P be the proposition X is wealthy. Further assume that X represents members of the set of all men. Write the following propositions in English text. Do not use existential quantifier symbol, universal quantifier symbol on X in your statements. For question A, we will define the symbol which that for one or more elements X of a certain set of elements, the proposition P is true. The answer is there exist members of the set of all men such that members of the set of all men are wealthy. For question B, it contains quantifier no. We will interpret this as being equivalent to the proposition, which the answer is for each members of the set of all men are not wealthy. Thank you.
So for task 2, in the following, let X, Y, and Z refer to real numbers. Rewrite each of the proposition in words without the use of symbol some or all. So for question A, it write as some X where X is bigger than 7, while B, every X and some Y where X plus Y is equal to 7. So the answer will be written such like this. So for question A, the answer is there exists as real numbers X such that X is bigger than 7. And for answer B, for every real numbers X, and there exists a real numbers Y such that X plus Y is equal to 7.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Agarna Imani binti Muhammad Saiful Azmi with matric number 212883, and I am going to explain for task 3. In task 3, in the following, let X, Y, and Z refer to real numbers. Rewrite each of the propositions in words without the use of the symbol there exists or for all. For question A, there is at least one person who is happy all the time. For this question, we let Qx to be happy all the time. So, in symbol form, this is our proposition, which stands for there is at least one person who is happy all the time. And in negation form, we negate the previous proposition. This new proposition right here is then equivalent to this new proposition, which stands for all people who are not happy all the time. So that is all from me.
Hi, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Jizuri, and today I'm going to solve question from task 3, question B. And the question asks, in the following, let X, Y, and Z refer to real numbers R, and form the negation of each of the following. So for B, the corresponding sides of two triangles are equal only if the triangles are congruent. So what is meant by only if? Only if has same meaning as if A then B. So for example, for only if A only if B, and it's equivalent to A if A then B. So from there, we can first thing first, we just need to let P the corresponding sides of two triangles are equal, and Q the triangle are congruent. So the next thing is we know that P implies Q because if P then Q. So then in negation form, we just need to form negation form and just put the negation bracket P implies Q bracket and is equivalent to negation P or Q by implication law. Yes, we all already know it. And next thing is just do the De Morgan's law and we just get the answer P and negation Q. And the next thing we just need to write in English sentences. And yeah, the answer is the corresponding sides of two triangles are equal and the triangles are not congruent. That's meant by P and negation Q. And that's all from me for question 3B. And I hope you understand it. Thank you.
Next, this is the question and the task for the system of inequalities. So for the question, a garment company produces two types of traditional apparels, which are kain batik and kain songket. To produce each flag, two types of material, silk and cotton, are used. The company has 360 units of silk in stock and 330 units of cotton. The traditional kain batik requires 4 units of silk and 3 units of cotton. The traditional kain songket requires 5 units of silk and 5 units of cotton. Each kain batik that is prepared contribute a profit of RM100 for the company, whereas each kain songket contributes a profit of RM120. So for the first task, we need to present the information given above into a table. So from the question, we need to transfer all the information that we have into a table. So first of all, we need to draw a table. Then the upper part of the table, we need to write for kain batik, kain songket, and unit available, which is unit available for the material that is used to produce kain batik and kain songket. Then for this part, we need to write the material that we use, like silk and cotton. Then we transfer all the information about the units that has been used, that need to be used, and the units that are available for silk and cotton. And then the last one, we also need to write the profit for each of the apparels, and we need to write down the information about the profit that they will contribute.
Thank you, Madia. So we will now proceed to the task 2. So here is the task 2. Task 2, let X be the number of kain batik and Y be the number of kain songket. From the table, here is the table. From the table, we should have the following inequalities, which is X is greater or equal to 0. That means there is X, and for X plus 5Y is less or equal to 360. So from where did the for X plus 5Y less than 360 is from the cell here, means that 4 seed that kain batik use for X plus with the 5 of kain songket, which is 5Y, must not exceed the 360, so it must be less than or equal than 360. So based on table in task 1 and inequality above, show another two inequality that describe the table. So from here, we should know that Y is greater or equal to 0, and another one is from the cotton part, which is 3 unit of cotton used in kain batik and plus 5 unit of cotton used in kain songket must not exceed 330. So the equation should be 3x plus 5y is less than or equal than 330. So we will proceed to the question B. write an equation showing total profit of producing kain batik and kain songket in terms of X and Y. So here is the profit. So from here we can conclude that profit is equal to 100 of X, which is 100 of kain batik, plus 120 of kain songket, which is 120 of Y, equal to the profit. So profit will be 100X plus 120Y. Okay.
So I'm going to explain for the task 3. So the question asked is to draw a graph showing all the inequalities shown in task 2. So from the task 2, there are two inequalities equation which are 4x plus 5y equals to 360. And for the second equation is 3x plus 5y equals to 330. So in order to draw the straight line, we have to know the y intersection and the x intersection. So for the y intersection, we have to substitute x equals to 0 into this equation, and we will get the y intersection is 72. And for the x intersection, we have to substitute y equals to 0 into this equation, and we will get the x intersection is 90. So we have to do the same thing for the second equation, and we will get the y intersection is 66, and the x intersection is 110. And then we will put the y intersection and the x intersection for each y axis and the x axis. So we have to draw a straight line between the y intersection and the x intersection for the these two equations. And notice there are shaded region under the graph because from the task 2, the symbol for the inequalities equation is less than or equal. This graph will be used for the task 4 and will be explained by Atira. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Atira. So for task 4, the question asks, how many of each traditional apparel should a company produce to maximize their profit? Since we already draw the graph, so the maximum profit should be somewhere at the vertices of the shaded region, which is maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, or maybe here. So for these vertices, which is the intersection point, we can get the coordinate by two ways. The first way we can read directly from the graph, or the second way we do simultaneous equation between these two equations. Then we can get the coordinate of the intersection point, which is 30, 48. So to find the maximum profit, we should substitute the coordinate of these four vertices, which is 0, 0, 0, 66, 90, 0, and 30, 48 into this equation. Then from that, we can see the highest profit value we get is 9,000 ringgit when X is 90 and Y is 0. Since X is the kain batik and Y is the kain songket, so that we can conclude the company should produce 90 units of kain batik and 0 unit of kain songket to maximize their profit. And that's all from me. Thank you.